not as bad as people. Okay, so I have a friend. She is an Oscar-winning director. Okay, I say that proudly because I love my friend. I love her to death. Shout out to Santana. Oscar-winning director. We did an interview a little bit after she won her award because she couldn't do her interview before because it was about her project and whatnot. And I told her I just want to make movies for Tubi. I'm not aiming to be on the silver screen and no shit like that. I just want to make movies for Tubi, and they all gonna have a message. They all gonna be connected. They're gonna have all this different stuff to it. And she laughed at me because I wanted to make movies for Tubi. You know, I haven't talked to my friend since then.
You didn't?
I haven't talked to her since then. I mess with her from time to time. I'll post like random Tubi movies and shit like that. She'll do the same thing. So this kind of stuff you make, it was a her, first of all. And no, I don't. It's an inside joke between us because she know my vision is real. It can really be a real thing. And if I really want to get behind it, I could make it something major. But she laughed at me because I want to limit it to only Tubi. And I told her that was me. Maybe that's all I want to do. Maybe all I want to do is just be Tubi. Hit that. I'm good. I'm cool.
She laughed.
And she laughed at me.
So I don't want to laugh.
You already did. You already did. You just said you started watching Tubi. So that means that you were like, hey, that's Tone's movie. And I would have a panel shirt on while I'm in the movie too. And then you're going to laugh at me.
That's right. High five.
Nope. You laughed at me.
Oh, yeah.
You laughed at me. I don't like.
I was just laughing because it was funny.
It was funny.
At you.
No. You was laughing at me. It's cool.
Because it was funny.
I'm going to try something. I've never went live on this here Talk of the Tick. So let's see how this goes. I just got my 1,000 viewers or followers. So now they'll let me go live.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you. You know what's funny? I really didn't try to get there. It just
happened.
Just happened.
What's supposed to happen?
Because it's great content. When you drop great content, it automatically gets there. Now it's making me do all this extra stuff. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Where I Come From. It is I, MrTonedef. We are back in the building on this beautiful, beautiful day in April. And I know I haven't did a show in a while, so forgive me. Hold on, I'm trying to. How close y'all want me to get? Okay, cool. There we go. I haven't did an episode for Where I Come From for a while because Tone was actually trying to get some shit together. I'm not gonna lie to y'all people. I've been working on multiple different projects. The Fear of Flying series is still coming out. I am actually putting the final touches on that because a few life-changing events made the ending of that series have to change because it's very important. So I will be dropping the Fear of Flying series, which is basically my 1 year. Just follow me for a year as I, went all in on this entrepreneurship. Was in Vegas. That was interesting. That's an episode by itself for entrepreneurs, period. Because when I tell you that there's a guy who makes t-shirts, and I'm talking heat press, printer, SD vectors in Las Vegas, taxing $55 per shirt, and people are lining up to buy them. Never, ever in your goddamn life will you ever give up on your dream. Because to be able to be on Las Vegas selling t-shirts for $55, that just lets you know anybody can make it anywhere if you try hard enough.
Was he on the strip?
Yes. He's actually was in one of the major hotels, and he has two spots. So he had one spot in Excalibur, which is a very popular hotel. You know what I'm saying? Very popular hotel. So you already got one spot there. And then I think the other one was in the strip. It was on the strip, but I think it was more down like past Caesar Palace or whatnot. So it was enough space between the two of them where you just, he didn't get lucky. Like he got that shit. And I'm like, He has some pretty cool designs because that's how he ended up getting me. Because my daughter's seen some anime stuff that they like, and I mean, he was like, "Okay, that's dope. I ain't seen nobody with that. Cool, baby." Because I'm a huge proprietor of uniqueness. Get something that no one else has and make it your own, and that's just what she did. And then I looked at the receipt, and I'm like, "Well, damn, yeah, I'm not having dinner tonight. Let me go find a buffet because I can't afford anything else for a few days because of these damn t-shirts." But I was proud of it. And he was a black dude too, so I was definitely proud of him for that because we got to support our people no matter what. But as you can see, I am joined today by a beautiful young lady covered in pearls. If you know, you know. Who is here today to talk to me about her organization and a few things that she got going on. Too bad y'all missed the pre-show conversation because yes, I almost came out of my hoodie because she just too much. But I'm just playing with y'all. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the fans and let them know what you got going on.
Hi, I am Savannah Burks, the founder and owner of Lupus Has No Face LLC 501c3. We do have the informational that's coming up May 4th. We also have the walk that's coming up on the 25th, I believe. That's in May, the last Saturday in May. And if you go to www.lupushasnoface.com, you will get all the upcoming events that is coming up as well.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start here. Do you have lupus?
Yes, I do have lupus.
When did you find out you had lupus?
I found out that I had lupus when I was 13.
What is lupus? Because it's one of those invisible diseases, as they like to kind of label them. But what is lupus, though?
Lupus is an autoimmune disease.
Okay.
Lupus is an autoimmune disease.
Like that's all you gonna say?
I thought you had some questions lined up.
I got some, but I didn't go. What is it's autoimmune? What? First of all, for us common folks, what is autoimmune disease? Then, like, what is that doing to you as a human being?
Okay, so the simplest way that I can explain it, lupus is an autoimmune disease. Basically, my body is attacking itself, and if I'm not on the proper medication, so it can't attack itself, it will attack itself to where I can die. Actually, the one that I have is SLE. It affects all my major organs, so my brain, my kidneys, my heart, all my major organs.
Okay.
It can be very detrimental, and you can also live well with lupus. Living well with lupus looks like for me is taking care of myself. So what do that look like?
I don't know
what that looks like.
Because isn't it different for everybody? Like everybody responds differently or have different symptoms, I should say.
Yes, everyone. Okay. It is different for everyone.
Okay.
You have to know your triggers to know how to start living well with lupus for yourself.
What's your triggers?
My triggers is the sun.
Seriously?
Yes.
So you really can't be outside like that?
I can be outside like that if I properly prepare myself.
What does that look like? Like, because I'm as a melanated woman and you can't go get the proper sunlight. That seems cruel as hell.
Well, for one, I have to be on my proper medication.
Okay.
Just to give you a few, Ballista is an injection that I take once a week.
Oh my!
I'm on naproxen. I'm on gabapentin. Those are nerve medications, and I'm on other medications as well that helps keep my lupus, fibromyalgia, RA, lupus nephritis, in a healthy state. So all those medications.
You got fibro too?
Yeah. So lupus is actually the umbrella, and normally 9 times out of 10 people that have lupus have other things that fall underneath the umbrella.
Interesting.
So, with that being said, as far as being healthy in the sun, no, I can't just go out there and be in the sun. If I go out there and be in the sun, a couple days later, I'm going to get lesions on my face. So, it's going to cook from inside out. So, there can be red, it can be black, it can be purple. I'm going to be very fatigued. I can possibly end up in the hospital.
Oh
Won't
no.
be it won't be good for me. But I can be healthy in the sun by they have protective somewhere. You can wear a sun hat. You can put on sunscreen. You can also put on makeup that has sunscreen in there. You can put on long sleeve clothing. And you can monitor the time that you are out in the sun and reapply the sunscreen every couple of hours that you are in the sun.
So that means summer sucks for you.
No, actually, I have a very enlightened summer.
Enlighten. I don't even want to know what enlightened means. So, what are some of the typical diagnoses that and challenges that you can deal with being an individual with lupus and on the other uh, hidden diseases that you also deal with at the same time? Things like how do you, basically in so many words, how do you know, like, okay, it's going to be a rough day? Because I have some friends who have lupus and their lupus shuts them down for the whole day, where like no matter how hard they want to get out and be active today, I'm on the couch and that's it. My body's not going to let me do anything at all.
Exactly. So I can be out with you partying. We can have a dope night, just out all night, just being normal. You call me that next morning, I might not answer my phone. I might not answer my phone the whole entire day. That night have literally took me out. I need to recuperate. Once I wake up, I feel it. Trying to get out of bed, I'm sore, I'm stiff, I'm just not feeling well on the inside. I don't have the strength. It's a feeling that you just cannot describe. And really, sometimes the only thing that you may need is rest and water to get you back to good health. If you are already on your medication, you do not need to double up unless you done did something that you wasn't supposed to do. But really, when you
Partying
are,
too hard.
and that's just rest. Getting up every day is a struggle. So people doesn't understand that. Like getting up every day is a struggle for people with lupus.
Okay. Which is believable because, like I said, I have several friends that have been diagnosed. Is it more prominently in women than men? Because now that I'm sitting here, and this is just the ignorancy in me, so please forgive me. I don't think I've heard any cases of men with
Oh,
lupus.
a lot of males. See, that's the stigmatism of it. A lot of
That's
male
why I'm asking these
has
questions.
a lot of male have lupus. They're actually just they've been speaking out about it, but a lot of male didn't want to come forward because it made them seem weak. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're actually doing studies about that, and they're just coming out saying why they are coming out with that and why they haven't spoke up about them having lupus because they didn't want to be perceived a certain type of way. So it's more men than we know of that
Okay.
have lupus.
Okay. So it doesn't matter sex, gender,
No, it does
race,
not.
creed, nothing. So you can be a white man in Kansas with lupus.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Only reason I'm asking a question because, like I said, my friends who I know have it, they're all black women. Which I'm not gonna lie to you, I really thought it was something that affected my sisters more than anything, and that's only because that's who I always heard lupus, 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 lupus. Which for a long time it made me, when I was young and ignorant, like when really young, I really just thought, okay, this is just an excuse you're using. It's not really as bad as y'all make it seem. Like you're just making something up. And then as I got older and more people I started interacting with it and started seeing things, it was like, yo, y'all really be fucked up when it's all said and done. Like y'all really sometimes can't do anything if you've had an episode, in so many words.
It's very frustrating. So you just said it yourself. Like I just thought it was excuses. So just think when you're when you're a kid, right, and you get diagnosed with lupus. Okay, the doctor's telling you what you have, telling you what you need to do. The family is trying to groom you to how to be healthy with lupus, taking your medication, things like that. But you're young, right?
Right.
And this was your first time ever hearing about lupus. So in your mind, you're thinking like, oh, they're going to think that this is HIV or
That's wild.
AIDS, or I don't want to tell anybody because I don't want them to look at me funny. So
Right.
you keep this a secret, right? So you keep this a secret for as long as you can, or until you actually accept what you have, because once you accept what you have, you start learning about it. And once you start learning about it and educating yourself about it, then you can start speaking better on it, you know what I'm saying, and then
Right.
start telling people what it really is. So to say that is because people are uneducated about what it is that they have, because they
Exactly.
haven't accepted what they have. So it's a lot of people that have it or that had it that kept it a secret because they didn't want to be looked at differently, because they
Right.
can't explain we were doing fine yesterday and we can't do anything today, because if we don't understand it ourselves, how can we officially explain it to you?
Right. Which is why I said I made sure I was ignorant in the beginning in regards to, and
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of things because um, a lot of times when people have it, they didn't know they had it. So they will have those, like you said, those days where, oh, I'm just tired. I'm not feeling well. I don't want to do this. So when they go get diagnosed, it's now a name with what's going on, and now you're starting to see why you can't do A, B, C, and D, and now you're starting to work toward it. But to the rest of us, we just think you're bullshitting or making up excuses and not really knowing, like, yo, you really going to do something. So, as a person who has lupus and whatnot, how did your family work around your circumstances, situations? Were they treating you differently? Did you have people who had issues? It was like, oh, she's just making this up, or were they very supportive for everything?
It's very interesting that you asked me that question. So when I were younger, they were very catering to every need, every aspect of my life. You couldn't make me mad. You couldn't get me out of character. There was nothing that you can do to
Okay.
get me out of element to make me mad. No way, no way, no way. But as I got older, that changed for me.
Okay.
So as I got older, I started becoming my own woman, and I had my own children.
Right.
So I'm who I am. I'm dressing and I'm getting up dressed and I'm doing me. I'm in college. I'm going about my own way, right? So now not in their day to day household where they can see me day to day.
Okay.
It created issues for them. So they accepted me when I was a kid, right?
Right.
But now that I'm older and wearing heels and wearing makeup and just going about my day and working and doing all of this and having my own children, they couldn't accept when I said I wasn't feeling well. They couldn't accept when I was in the hospital. They couldn't accept that, because what they saw was different than when I was explaining to them.
Exactly.
So that was very weird for me, because you grew up with me like this, and now that I'm an adult, you can't understand it. And for me, that was very frustrating. It was very frustrating in a lot of ways, because people say that you're lying or you want attention, and it's like, hold on, but were you not there? This doesn't go away. It can be in remission and go in remission,
Right.
but it doesn't go away. You know what I'm saying? And I think people are very ignorant to the fact of how you look
Mm-hmm.
or how you feel. And people do not understand, when you have an autoimmune disease, you do not have to look like what you feel like.
And I think that's where a lot of the ignorancy comes into play at, is because when you were younger, when you were this teen where you needed all this special treatment, in so many words, and these special accommodations, and you would have these moments and we would be understanding, and you became an adult and you started doing adult things and you started powering through circumstances and situations, things that technically should have beat you down, because regular people get beat down. Being a mother can beat you down. Going to college can beat you down. Working the kind of career you work beats you down. Like, these are things that regular everyday people be like, fuck it, I need a break. But you're still accomplishing and then some. So, not taking their side, but I can see why they would feel that way, because it's like, well, little Miss Savannah don't need us like that. So did she really need us then, or was it all just an act? When deep down inside, you are probably going through hell, but because of how important you are in regards to your job, how important you are to your kids, how important you are to your organization, you still got to power through. and it makes them change their perspective, unfortunately.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I wanted to become my own,
Right.
my own, away from my family,
Right.
and exactly everything that you named. That was my own. That's my own world,
Mm-hmm.
and I did have to power through because I'm an adult now. Can't keep leaving my home and going back home, moving with them. No, I had to learn what works for me, and honestly, that's where my faith kicked in at.
Mm.
That is where my faith kicked in at. It was at one point that I questioned him,
Of
and I didn't
course.
believe him,
I
and
question him every day.
and I was furious with him. Like, how could you? I didn't get the chance to live my life yet.
Mm.
And once I was done being hurt and broken and not understanding the unknown, and once I accepted it, that's when I had nothing. When they really truly say, when you have nothing else to rely on but faith, that's when you will see. That's when I saw. I had nothing else to rely on but faith. And when I tell you, he brought me through the storm.
Seems to be your thing.
He brought me through the storm.
That's what I'm just saying. It's not a bad thing.
He brought me through the storm. And sometimes I can't explain exactly what it is, what I mean by that. It's a feeling, it's a path that I had to walk
Only
through.
those who have been through the storm can understand what that means. It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. And that is something that I do teach in one of my classes, is having faith, because that is a big thing in having an autoimmune, just going through this, because you got to ask yourself, doctors are only good as the book is, or as much as they train, or as much studies that they have.
Right.
Your people are only good as much as they know, if they decide to read. Even your mate,
Right.
How do you feel if you're with your mate and you're forgetting everything? You never got the stuff before, right? But you're forgetting everything, right?
Okay.
You're forgetting everything, but you haven't lost your memory. So if your mate comes to you and say, well, didn't X, Y, and Z, you be like, no. But then it's like, oh yeah, right?
Right.
But then it continues to happen because your stress is actually was bringing the brain fog on. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Brain fog. It's bringing us on. And when you try to go back and inform your mate of what's going on, your mate is not taking into, right?
Let's stop right here, because that was going to be my next series of questions for you. No, I'm not stopping you, because I want you to go down this rabbit hole, but I don't want you. I want the whole aspect of it.
Okay.
You found out you were at 13 when you had lupus. You had your family. You were dealing with everything. Then you became a young adult. How was dating in all of this? Not just your mate, but dating. Because like you said, you have moments of brain fog. You have days of tiredness. You have levels of exhaustion. You have moments where, you know what, bro, you may not hear from me at all. Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
How was dating dealing with all of that?
Honestly, dating was an application. Honestly, I would talk to people, but I didn't let myself get close to them.
Why not?
I didn't let myself get close to them because I had to see the type of person that they were in a difficult situation, because I knew what I had was very difficult. And I didn't want to spring that on someone. And I didn't want to tell someone what I had without that person being a mate of mine. If that makes sense.
It does, and it does, and it also is fucked up at the same time. It is. No. Hear me out. It does, but it's also fucked up because they don't. You gotta allow your mate to sometimes learn, or the individual you're dating learn. Because if me and you are dating, and I never knew anything about you, and certain behaviors that you do, like we could have went out the night before, or you're canceling because you're not feeling well, or you're too exhausted, and you just got to stop everything you're doing. As a person dating you, and I'm actively dating you, and I don't know these things are going on, these things could come off as suspicious. These things could come off as like, oh, so I made these big plans for us on Friday night, and all of a sudden you call and you cancel. That's kind of rude. I'm going to feel a certain way, not realizing that you have lupus. And because of that, you could tell me, oh, I have lupus. Maybe I have somebody in my family that does, so it makes sense. Or maybe I don't. And now I go and do my homework and see how these things could affect you. And now my morning messages to you could not necessarily just be, hey, I hope you have a great day at work. Or it could start off with how you feeling, how'd you rest? I know yesterday you had this big event. What are you doing? Did you, like it can be a little bit more level of concern in top of it. And you are slowly figuring out that this person did the work to learn what I have to deal with. So he's more prepared in these emergency situations that could possibly come up. And because you didn't give him that information, it's hard for him to be prepared for those situations. Make sense?
It makes a lot of sense
now because you're on this side of it. But I'm saying but I understand why you did it as well too, because you need somebody who's going to be supportive of you when these things happen. But those small little details that could easily just kind of made things feel a little bit better, you didn't get a chance to have those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I operate like that now, but back then I was selfish. I was just getting into my own selfishness, building my own self-esteem up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need people questioning me, if that makes sense. I didn't need people knocking me off my square. I didn't need people trying to understand when at that moment I couldn't even explain to them if I wanted to. I was just learning what it actually really was myself.
I understand.
So I was very guarded.
Understandable. You don't want someone asking you something that you can't fully answer and judging you based off a bad answer.
Yeah, and then and two, I didn't want you. It was like almost a catch-22. I didn't want you treating me as if I was sick. Don't treat me like that. If I ask you for help, then yes, give that to me. But don't treat me as if I'm sick.
Have you had people do that to you outside your family?
Yes,
when they found out?
I don't like it at all.
Okay.
We are sick, but we don't like to be treated as if we are sick.
Okay. What would you recommend someone to do if they are interested in somebody and they find out that individual has lupus then?
My opinion is, if you are interested in someone that has an autoimmune disease, for one, you should ask yourself, is this something I can deal with? Okay. If this is something you can deal with, something that you can see your life, somebody you can see your life being with, somebody you can marry, then I would say pursue it. I will also say get to know what that person day to day is. Know their medication, know their doctors, know they emergency plans. You know, things where if it becomes an emergency, you know what to do.
Okay. That's typical relationship stuff that we don't do, period, though. Keep it a buck.
I know, right?
Keep it a buck. We don't do that at all, just on regular stuff.
You
should. I should not be your significant other and I don't know your blood type. Just saying.
Right. What if something happened?
Yeah, but that's the world we live in right now. We know your Facebook profile, but we don't know your blood type.
And you know what doctor to call. What emergency room to take you to if you pass out on me?
Exactly.
You know, I need to know those things. So I think that's a conversation for you and that person to have, and actually go from there. Like, what type of food should you be eating? How to cook your food? When do I know that you're tired without you telling me that you're sick? You know what I'm saying? When do I know not to have people over the house? Like, I need to be able to read you.
People, what niggas you bringing by the crib anyway? Like, when niggas over by the house, like, hold on, fam, it's not family. They can't come by the house. I don't care what it is. Like, even in my real life, if I don't know you, nigga, don't be bringing nobody by my crib, fam.
People need to incorporate their significant other, if they're living together, their significant other into their lives.
Should they do it if they're not living together, but they are locked in? Because, right now, a lot of people don't want to put a title on their relationship because niggas is weird this day and age.
They are weird.
I'm sorry to hear that you've dealt with weird niggas, but everybody can't be me. But
if they are not living together,
should you care that much? Is what I'm basically saying. If it's like you're past the dating phase, but you're not at that point where I got a key to your place or anything like that. Should I still want to know that much about you and your routines?
Wait a minute. Okay, what phase are we in?
We're together. but we don't live together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we not dating, because to me dating is just talking,
To different
getting to know
people.
each other. Yeah,
So
I
we
mean,
exclusive.
we exclusively
Okay.
together. We together. I just don't have a key to your house. I ain't dealing with nobody else, just you. Even though you get on my damn nerves, I
Mm-hmm.
still only deal with you.
Okay.
Should I know all this information?
Most definitely.
Okay.
If you see a future with us, most definitely.
Okay. But what do we just fucking?
Then we're not exclusive.
We could exclusively be fucking just us.
Nah.
You can still
Then
exclusively.
that mean
just
I'm
be fucking.
dating. I've got my doors open.
Why you got your doors open? Everything
Because
is
if
good
you're
over
just
here.
if we're just having
You not ready.
relations,
You not ready for a
if
relationship
we're
though.
just having relations,
You in your selfish phase, so we just doing this right now.
that was when I was a child.
I'm just saying, we just. But I'm only bringing that up because there's a lot of that going on right now too.
And people need to understand. Listen, if where the camera at?
It's over there.
If a woman or a man cannot put a title on it after a couple of months, that means they do not want you, or their doors are still open for somebody they're waiting to come back in, or they're actively searching. It does not take that long, especially for a man to know what he wants.
They were hurt.
Do you agree?
They were hurt.
Then you shouldn't be dating at all.
I still got needs.
I'm sharing this. How you share this on my page?
This is my TikTok, girl. You can't be sharing my TikTok. Stop sharing stuff. Stop trying to touch my TikTok. I told you I'm new to this TikTok thing. I'm trying this for.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is, okay, they still do this where they were hurt. They're in that healing phase, right? Are they trying to make a better them? Okay.
Then you should not.
But I still got itches that need to be scratched. I don't like to be alone. So I chose you to be the person I am going to get through this with. And you accepted that role. You too got itches that need to be scratched. Your freak bag is not being satisfied. So you want someone who can meet those needs for you. And you chose to go on this roller coaster ride with me.
So if that is the case, and you have communicated that.
Yes. And you agreed.
You have communicated
should I know
and had not left anything out, then sure. You do not need to. No, that person do not need to know that information.
Okay. So if you don't answer your phone and I'm going off this Casamigos, I'm gonna be upset.
We are just.
We're gonna have a conversation partners. When you get better.
That's right.
I just want you to know that.
You ask yourself if you want to be a part of that.
You're gonna have some problems the next time. Just want you to know that. Because I was going off this Casamigos and you didn't answer the phone because you had an episode and I don't want to be that rude dude. So I had to go home and whatnot. I'm just messing with you. Don't. People, me and her are not doing anything, so don't assume. I just want to mess with her. Okay, you said something earlier, and I want to kind of dive into it. It's the teaching, which you do. So tell us a little bit about Lupus Has No Face.
So
did I say it right?
Lupus Has No Face.
Okay,
yes, Lupus Has No Face. Again, Lupus Has No Face is a nonprofit 501c3. It was
go ahead and get that government money
in 2020. It came about because when people noticed or found out that I had lupus, they said, "You don't look like you have lupus." And I said, "Well, what do lupus look like?" Then it was on me to born Lupus Has No Face. That's how it came about. And God put it on my heart because it was nothing that I thought about doing, that I thought about ever doing. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And I actually been having fun with it. We've been making so much noise in the community. We have been impacting so many warriors to where it has almost got a little bit uncomfortable for us because they've been crying and telling us thank you. And it's like, we were made to do this.
Of course.
We were actually new in this role, so we didn't know what it came with, but it's so emotional and so much weight on us that we are proud. But
it's healthy weight though.
So it's healthy weight.
It looks
healthy
good
weight.
On you.
Thank you. It's healthy weight. We are proud to be an ear, be life, to teach our warriors how to live well with lupus. I actually they actually can reach out to me anytime. They have crisis moments. Sometimes I talk them down on what they should and should not be doing.
Oh my.
Um,
It's really
they
get
go
bad
through
like that.
tantrums. It really gets bad like that. That's why we have a whole team. We have a team of therapists. Shout out to Mikhail. Um,
Shout out to
yeah,
the homie.
shout out to the team. Yeah, it really gets bad like this because sometimes people just cannot understand, and they don't understand because they're not on the right medication. Sometimes
Mm.
they're just not doing what they are supposed to be doing. Some people want to drink, some people want to smoke weed, and it's
Oh
not
my.
that you cannot have a quality of life. You have to do what works for you. You have to do what you're doing in moderation. You
What she
have to know your
basically
triggers.
said, people, is weed is not the medication for everything. Stop trying to stop trying to use weed to fix all y'all problems. It don't work like that. And then y'all don't even get the right strand for what y'all. You know what? That's a whole nother conversation.
It's a whole nother conversation. Whole other conversation. But you have to be healthy first. You have to accept what you have. You have to heal and you have to go from there. Um you cannot not be on anything and think it's going to work for you. You know what I mean? You cannot be drinking and just not doing anything and think that you're going to be healthy in this battle. It just does not work that way, and we are grateful to have our warriors reach out to us for the help that it is that they need, and we are grateful to give it to them. So any way, shape, form, any way possible that we can be of help to them, we are a help to them. Making them look beautiful from the outside in because they feel so damaged from the inside. And we always teach them that beauty come from within out. We teach them how to be beautiful on the outside because they have their lesions or because their hair is falling out. Teach them what wigs to get into, why they have the treatments on their hair, and what dermatologists that they should go through, and what type of medicine that works for me, and what type of makeup to put on if they don't want to have a glam look, just to put on something to be beautiful for that day. So and
Y'all,
that goes a long way.
y'all are beautiful no matter what y'all put on. Just want y'all to know that.
Yes, they are
Y'all
beautiful.
are beautiful.
And it's one thing to tell them versus what they see in the mirror.
True. So true. I got a friend right now who is drop dead gorgeous, but she don't believe that she is beautiful because she's dealing with something that no one else can see. And I have to remind her often that she is amazing. But that's a whole nother show.
And that's where the healing comes in. You have to accept, you have to heal, so you can know that you're beautiful no matter what.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're beautiful as well.
No, I'm not.
A lot of men are beautiful. We got to tell our men that they are beautiful.
No,
Every once in a while, we
handsome.
got to tell our men they are beautiful. Because our men are beautiful.
We are handsome.
They are handsome as well, but some men are beautiful. All men are beautiful.
I'm not beautiful. I have an ugly soul. I'm not beautiful.
You're a mess.
I am me. I am podcasting. I am actually being unapologetically me. So
we know.
You don't know nothing yet. You don't know nothing, girl. Don't. Anyway, so y'all are definitely making noise. I actually knew about you from your organization long before I met you.
Oh, that makes us so happy.
Because just when people do good things, I keep tabs. Like, I'm a business person, and my number one mantra for this particular business is to connect people who need to be connected. Like, that's what God gave me, my gift. I've always been a muse, and my purpose is to put people in the room together that belong together. And that was my goal that I planned on with you. And as I was working on things, I had already planned on reaching out to you ladies to be a few speakers for some things, but pandemic and niggas just be nigging kind of put a few things on the back burner. So I definitely was gonna get back to you, but we came together for other reasons, so it still works out. But what do you guys have coming up? Because with May being right around the corner, there is no way in hell you ain't finna make noise next month.
We got a lot of things in the works. I don't want to put the dates out there yet, but we do have
You got one thing that's got a date on it.
We do. We have the panel coming up.
Not about that. We're not going to talk
We're
about
not
that.
doing the panel.
Hold on. We get there in a minute. We're talking about what you got going on. There's some walking going on.
We have a lupus walk.
Ain't somebody getting exercise in the name of purple or something like that? I don't know. Go ahead and tell me what you got going on here.
Okay, so let me get these dates for you guys.
See, I'm gonna have to hit her with some Jeopardy music because she over here looking for stuff, not prepared.
Don't do me like that.
But definitely make sure. Okay, we got it. Okay, hold on. Wait, we gotta let the music finish now.
So, the first Saturday, May 4th, we're going to have the informational.
Where's that at?
From 12 to 4 at Clutch Park. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord, I'm sorry.
Where the hell is Clutch Park?
No, I'm getting my information so screwed up. I'm sorry, you guys. So
I put her on the spot and she wasn't ready.
So the 4th annual Lupus Informational is going to be May 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. at 906 West Historic Mitchell, South Milwaukee. That's a library. So
library.
906 West Historic Mitchell Street. That's going to be 12 to 4. That's the 4th Lupus Informational event. And we're going to have the Lupus Walk, which is going to be the last Saturday of May, which is going to be May 25th at 12 p.m. Please come early to register. It's going to be at Clutch Park, Picnic Area 8, 6560 North Milwaukee River Parkway, Glendale, Wisconsin. We're going to have a bounce house in the building.
Don't they got bounce houses? I'm there.
Yeah, we're going to have a bounce house in the building. So if the little kids are preventing you from coming, please bring the little kids and they can jump in the bounce house. We're going to have DJ Boogie in the building.
Hey, that's my dog. Shout out to L Bug.
He's going to be there as well. So please, guys, make sure you come. And that's going to be May 25th, 2024 at 12 p.m. Come early to make sure you guys register. And it's also going to be Feed the Homeless the 3rd Saturday of the month. We do not have a time and date for that. And we're going to partner up with Giannis the 2nd Saturday at the Diaper Mission. And we're collecting diapers. Lupus House on Facebook will be collecting diapers and donating into Giannis Diaper Mission of Milwaukee.
So just go where all the homeless people are and guarantee you probably be there because we feed them. You know what? TDR pull up on that for you. I'll help you out with that.
You'll help me out?
I'll help you out.
Okay.
I want it. I
need some help setting up for the informational and for the walk.
You asking for too much now.
Okay, if anybody on this, we'll be on.
You can get me for one event. I can only give you one event this month.
Okay, one event this month.
I got too much to do.
Okay.
I got you though.
Okay. Who can help me out for another event? That's on where we on? What platform we on?
Yeah, we on all of them right now, but
all right. Well, who can help Lupus Has No Face
out
for a setup?
You know who might be able to help you out?
Sure.
You know, there's this new group of people called the Panel. Who are doing
some dope people up in the building
who do dope things. So maybe it's possible that the Panel could help you out with that. You ever thought about asking them?
No, I didn't think about asking them because they so busy, but I would definitely ask them.
You never know.
You're right. You never know.
You know what?
Mikhail just told me that. You never know.
You never know.
Ask.
That's how me and Mikhail go way back.
You gotta ask.
She was one of the first people on my show when I first started this.
Oh,
we go way back. Ask. I got a glow shirt at home and everything.
Look at that.
Look at God. But anyway, I'm not going. You ain't never getting me on a pair of skates no more. The only time I ever had a broken bone came from skating. Stop touching my stuff.
Make sure you guys go to www.lupushasnoface.com and order shirts for the walk. That would be greatly appreciated. If you want to make a generous donation, you can actually make a generous donation on there as well. And all those proceeds will go to all the events that we are having for the Lupus Warriors. And that would be greatly appreciated as well.
That would be. And shout out to all of y'all who has been here supporting TDR since day one. It just dawned on me this week, and I actually did not make a big hoopla about it. I just made 13 years doing all of this. I clap myself up. Um, and I'm kind of glad that this year I am, because every year I try to start something new and different. Whether it succeeds or not, I always try to do something different. So this year I am actually working with about 9 very beautiful souls, and we are doing something called the panel,
Whoop, whoop.
where a bunch of like-minded people are coming together, and we're just going to have some real ass discussions in a bunch of real ass places. We have our first event coming up in April. It's an invite only, so I'm only telling y'all about it because y'all got to be on the lookout for the footage from that when it's all said and done. But we are definitely going to make some moves, and the reason why I'm bringing this up today is because this lovely young lady over here is actually one of the members of the panel with me, and she's already being a small headache to me, but that's a whole nother conversation. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So with that being said, people, we have been here long enough for the day. I gotta let her get home before her lupus kicks in, and she's useless for tomorrow. Make sure
Y'all
you
got
check
me.
us out on all streaming platforms. That's Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to a podcast at. Make sure you check out all the shows here we have on TDR. Everything from Minding My Own to Hostly Awkward to the Deaf Fresh Show to 94 Feet. Whatever you're looking for, we got it somewhere in here. And remember, if it's all about where you come from, and where you come from is who you are. And I'm from Milwaukee, so we doing it big. With that being said, people, we out of here. Peace.